So we just got back from 10 days in the land. And I had to tell you, it was an amazing trip. We had a great group of people. We had a number of people from a couple churches that I've spoken at, and some others. One number of them who actually had been on previous trips as well. And I really want them to come, for those who are here today, and share their experience, because I think it's so interesting, and you'll hear how different places or different events meant to people. So we told them as they were coming back that we were going to kind of put them on the spot. And David, you said you had to leave early today, so I'm going to put you up first. So David, why don't you come up? You're going to get to share about what the trip meant to you. Tell us a little bit about it. He's got notes. All right.
Oh wow, it's different up here. So, as a Jewish person, I accepted Yeshua several years ago. 64, so about 60 years old. I finally came to my senses at 60 when my heart and mind united, and I was searching for a place. It was a Messianic congregation of sorts, and I Googled and found this place. And I thought, and also I was thinking, wouldn't it be great to go to Israel one day? And so I lucked into this and joined the training class just a few months ago. And Rabbi Scott says, well, we're going to Israel. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is like, I had goosies, because I wanted to go. I was thinking about this for a few years. So there was a no-brainer. If you have the means, you should go. That's for sure. So what I wanted to do most was walk in the shoes of Yeshua, walk in the dust of Yeshua, and to me that was the most meaningful goal, going into this. So from the Sea of Galilee, which is beautiful, and having the boat ride on Galilee is just an event by itself, and then all through so through the Judean desert, and of course the temple where we know he was. So there's no guessing. We know he was there. So you're walking in the steppes through the desert in these places where we know he was, and then to the end, with the tomb and the garden and all that. So that was just a goal for me, and also thanks to Rabbi Scott and the Seculo family. In the River Jordan, I got to be immersed by Rabbi Scott. So that was a big deal for me, and something I accomplished, and I really wanted to do that. So that's really, there's about 7 or 8 of us here that are going to talk, so that's really about it. Oh, one kind of funny thing. Did I do that? One kind of funny thing. So we're landed in Tel Aviv. We're aboard this bus, tour bus, and so we're making the way down the freeway, and then we get off the ramp, and I'm looking out my window, and there's a sign that says, "Trump, make Israel great again." So I thought, that was too much. So anyway, thank you.
Who would like to come? We can just have you all come up, so that way I don't have to call you up. Who wants to come up next? Uh-oh, not Barbara. Anyone but Barbara. Comment on her necklace and matching earrings.
Seeds, beautiful. Oh Lord, it was just so marvelous. This was my second trip to Israel, and everything about it was just so wonderful. We got on the bus, and first of all we went to the Lake of Galilee, and it's so funny, I'm walking down the path towards the boat, and some woman comes up to me. She says, "Barbara!" And I said, "Do I know you?" She says, "No, I don't know you. I saw your name tag." mean, that was the start. And I tell you right now, I wanted to bring home, I really wanted to bring home something special, and I wanted to bring home our tour guide. I tell you, he was so wonderful. Every place where we stopped, he pulled out scripture and defined it, so that it was like he's just pinpointing just where we were, every spot we stopped. It just went on from there. Waking up in the morning with the sun from across the horizon just shining in our eyes in our hotel room was beautiful. It was just beautiful. The sun over Israel. Gorgeous. There's just so much. I mean, when we went and shot guns, and here is Rabbi, I mean, honestly, he is on target. And I actually hit a balloon. We tied these balloons on this wire, and then we had to shoot. And I actually hit a balloon. I really hit a balloon. I didn't make any notes, but believe me, when I sat on the bus and I looked out over the land and saw the places where we knew that the Lord walked, it was just so wonderful. I just felt like crying a lot. I really did. I felt like crying a lot because I looked out to see where our Lord walked and the hills, and it was just so gorgeous. But we started at the airport, and here comes Judy with this book. There's 68 pages of this book that Judy put together with all the explanations of the places we were going to see and the colored pictures of it. And I thought, oh my gosh, Judy, you are just unreal. She and Rabbi were just marvelous. Walking up the pathway in the Arab market, it was just marvelous. I mean, the steps, everything about it was just so glorious. And I just thank you for the opportunity to be there, just to do it again. But the second time was the best. It was just marvelous. Thank you.
Who's next? Let's get the next two people up. Uh-oh. Tyrus, where's your partner? Inside joke.
I had of course, we shot machine guns, and that balloon that Barbara shot, she did it with an assault shotgun. So it wasn't like, pew, it was boom. But, you need to go, and you need to go with Beth Adonai. But I really wanted to come up here and tell you guys that, for me, in my experience there, the Lord gave me a chance to see the Good Shepherd in action. On Mount Moriah, inside the walls of Jerusalem, in front of the Tower of David, I witnessed Rabbi Scott Sekulow. Now, I consider myself to be a grown man, and I'll go toe-to-toe with anybody. But I witnessed Rabbi Scott Sekulow get spit on about 3 times and struck violently. I'm talking about struck. And I watched him stand in front of me. And the whole while he was trying to help me and guide me and instruct me and stand between me and this dude that did all of this crazy stuff to him. And I heard him just tell everybody, I got this. And the whole time with a smile on his face. Now me, I would have. But I saw the Good Shepherd. And later on that evening, he walked up to me. He was like, are you feeling some sort of way about what happened today? I was like, yeah, that really hurt me, And he said, whenever you see evil, you see the true face of evil, you have to make a stand, and you just stand. And that's what I got a chance to see in Israel. I mean, with my own 2 eyes, and that's what I experienced. And we have a good shepherd.
We might have to explain the situation a little bit later.
So,
Introduce yourself. People online don't know who you
all
are.
right, so my name is Evan Hairston. Shalom, y'all. I just wanted to start by thanking Rabbi Scott and Judy and Shalom Journeys for putting on an amazing, amazing trip. And just thanks to Adonai for such an unbelievable, and life-changing journey. You know, I was preparing for the trip and just wondering, you know, there's a tendency for you to make a lot of expectations of what it is that, you know, you're going to see, especially when you read the itinerary of just all of the different places we were going to see. And I just remember the one thing that I remembered was, you know, Lord, let me see you when I go on this trip. Take me on a journey that, you know, I'll never forget. And, you know, from the moment that we landed in Ben Gurion Airport to the time that we left, Yeshua just took me on an amazing trip. You know, when we read the scriptures, we say that context is key, you know, in understanding and really gaining the truth. But in this trip, I learned also that experience gives a whole new dimension to context. Just being able to say that, you know, when I read about these passages in scripture, that I can say that I was there, you know, from, you know, seeing the remains of Caesarea to, you know, praying the Shema in, you know, the synagogue of Capernaum where Yeshua was, you know, teaching, to sitting on the Mount of Beatitudes, the intense heat, when we visited the when we visited Masada, you talk about 106 plus. It was hot. And then, you know, jumping into the Dead Sea and floating, you know, from looking over the city of Jerusalem from the Mount of Olives, you know, where he ascended and will return. And, you know, even to some, you know, just taking communion at the Garden Tomb, you know. And one of the coolest things out there that I didn't expect was, you know, even to play football, soccer, with one of the guys down the streets of Ben Yehuda while we were shopping. And this dude came up out of nowhere, and and we just started playing, you know, soccer just up and down the street, you know, just guy I'd never met, just having fun out there late at night. It was amazing, and Nat joined in too, and, you know, it was unbelievable. And then, not to mention they have an amazing gelato shop. Thanks to Judy for pointing out Aldo's. Aldo's was awesome. I had to have eaten there at least twice while I was there. It was too good. Even bringing Shabbat in at the Western Wall. You talk about just an unbelievable and surreal, just an unbelievable experience. And I don't doubt that, you know, the Lord was there every step of the way, showing me this is where I live. This is where, you know, this is the miracle that I've created in bringing all of, you know, my people back to this land and being able to experience it. And just, you know, getting to see Israel for what it is. It's a beautiful country. It's a country that, you know, it thrives on the grace of Adonai. And, you know, it's not without its share of problems. You know, you've got, you know, different groups that, you know, there are tensions between different groups, and they strive to maintain the peace that's there. You know, there's so much that's going on, but just in the midst of it all, God has kept this country and kept his nation strong. And I would just say one of the things, I learned what it is to pray for the peace of Jerusalem by being there. And I just say that for each and every one of you, it's definitely the trip of a lifetime. You should definitely go while you have the opportunity, and just pray that, you know, Yeshua, being the Prince of Peace, you know, brings peace to this land now and forever. And that's it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lynn Schultz and a new member of Beth Adonai, and this was my 7th trip to Israel. 4 of them were humanitarian aid, but the first one was with Rabbi Scott and Judy Sekulow, so I've come full circle, and it was a real blessing. Just like reading the Bible, when you go to Israel, you're always going to learn something new, and that was my goal, to learn some new things. And I'd like to share with you a few of the things I learned. One was the definition of living water. You know, that Yeshua is the living water, and they had living water in the mitzvot, and I really didn't understand it. Well, it's living because it's from a source like a spring, so it's moving. I had not heard the definition before. So it's moving. It's from a natural source like a spring or a stream. Mount Hermon, I thought that this was just one mountain. No, it's a range of mountains. So just like the Golan Heights is an area, Mount Hermon is an area of mountains. And then Genzia, how do you say that? It's a place where they store old worn-out Torahs. Genzia? I had first read about it in a biography of Solomon Schechter. He had discovered a fragment in Egypt, in Cairo, in a library, and then they discovered all these old Torahs that had been stored there. Well, we're in this old temple, maybe 4th century, I believe, in Safed, and our tour guide Luis pointed to the Geniza. Anyway, and I learned the definition that it was a cupboard and it had very old Torahs stored in it. You know, they don't destroy the prayers in the wall. The same thing with old worn out Torahs, they still preserve them. And then we were driving down on a road in the Golan Heights, and from 48 to 67, it was under control of the Syrians. What the Jewish people did is they planted trees, sometimes 2 rows of trees on either side of the road, so that they could drive down the road without being shot at. Conversely, the Arabs learned that the Arabs plant cactus around their homes and their villages and their fields, so they won't be attacked. And the first stop we made was, we had our Ben-Hur moment at Caesarea. And I thought of the chariot race in the movie, and I looked it up. This track, this field, was 2 football field lengths long, and just as wide as a football field. So, and I could see the turn was very narrow. It's like making a U-turn at an intersection. It's not like our race tracks. It was magnificent. It was set, the amphitheater was facing the Mediterranean. So you can just imagine 10,000 people watching these chariot races. We've talked today about the children running up under the huppah. The steps leading up to the temple, so that people would not rush up and trip and fall and trample each other, were built at different widths, so that there'd be like a landing area and then a couple steps and then a landing area and maybe 3 steps, so that there were deliberate steps so that the people would be safe and also be sober. And in Hezekiah's tunnel, we were able to go into a prayer room. The women had one, and I guess the men had another, that was right where the Holy of Holies would have been. Of course, way down deep, because we were it's way down deep. But it was really a profound moment. For me, I had been at the Western Wall a number of times. So this time I decided not to almost worm my way or fight my way up to the wall, but just to sit in a chair and be grateful and have my quiet time with the Lord, that I was really, really there again. And then we read Ezekiel 36, and we talked, and that is a chapter where the Lord prophesies to the land that the mountains, the hills, the valleys, and the streams, that they will blossom when he brings his Jewish people back to Israel. And when it became a nation, that is when it blossomed. And we got to see that. And maybe you saw many of the photos that Judy posted on Facebook of the different flowers. And then we ended the trip with a bang, not a whimper. And it was fabulous. Oh, the first time I shot any gun, and I hit that target with that machine gun 10 out of 10 times. Oh, I was in seventh heaven, and I hit the balloon with that sniper rifle. I am ready. I am ready. Thank you.
We have video, Kim, that's all I have to say.
I always wanted to get up here and say, Shabbat Shalom. Oh, y'all sound so beautiful. It is so good to be home. And I always wanted to say, if I get up here, I wanted to say, hey, David, Abigail. How y'all doing? Mwah. Okay, so anyway, it is so good to be home. I, for one, did not want to go over there. I was very scared all times. It was just too foreign for me. I know that's the Holy Land. I know that's where Jesus came from. Hallelujah. But I did not want to go because I was just scared. Just scared. Wasn't I? Just scared. And when I was paying my deposits, I was like, okay, let me see how far I got to go before I renege. Because I don't know, right? But the lessons in the Torah classes really, really, really encouraged me. Thank you, Rabbi Renee. And the learnings just made me want to get there. So by the time we got on the plane, oh, it's ready, excuse me. And when they say, you gonna hit the ground running. Is it? Hallelujah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. I got something to say about him, too. Y'all should really let me go last, because I'm going to tell on everybody. But I'm going to tell you, we hit the ground running. Let me tell you, the Sekulos, I know, I'm going to be nice to you, but the Sekulos rolled out the red carpet. So if, like David said, if you have the means, take the opportunity. It is expensive, but it's worth every penny because their hearts is really, really, really want to just give it to you. It was a lot, though. It was a lot. It's like jam-packed. If they can show you that whole country, they will, okay? So kudos to y'all. Y'all did an awesome job. Rabbi, when I was not there, when I experienced that, Rabbi said he wish I was. I say nope, because I would have been not me, because I would have heard my daughter say, get on the plane, Mom, go home, don't get shot. Okay, so, but I did experience Rabbi in a line when two men was rushing to cut. You know, this culture over there, they cool, you know, hallelujah, everybody love the Holy Land, but there's some people over there, man. And when they want to cut and they want to be rude, they're rude. And these two men came and they cut the line and they took their trays behind my back and kept pushing me, just hitting me. And at first I said, you know, okay, all right. That was the first look. So they did it again. So the second time, excuse me, you know, and Rabbi's like, it's a group here. We are a group, but his eyes is like, come with it. Woo! Y'all talking about somebody probably scared. I was like, I'm thankful you taking up for me, but Rabbi, please don't get us killed. Like, he was, even when I packed all my bags, I tell you, thank God for you, Barbara. Where you at? Thank God for Barbara because she had an extra bag because my bag was this high, but I didn't bring it home with my clothes. I had to get her bag because I was buying, you know, everything. And then he was at the airport and he was praying, all along was praying for me that we didn't go overboard because I was 65 pounds. You can only go to 50. And you can just feel his prayers. When I tell you this man got your back, he got your back, you know what I'm saying? And he just standing there, he's like, don't say nothing. I'm like, okay. I won't say nothing. And he got those prayers, you can feel those prayers, man. And I don't know what 22 meant, but I went over, right? I did go over. But grace, thank God for your prayers. So that is the mild stuff. Michelle got left at the winery, right? And so, let me tell y'all, if anybody, because you got partners, right? She came out that winery like, you better not leave me. You better not leave me. You better not leave me. And she just a fussing. And the fussing, I got the video, y'all. I got the videos. Y'all got to see Michelle. You know Michelle's out there. Sorry, Abigail. So you know Michelle is all proper and speaking. She pronounced her words, but woo, if you can hear, I was like, that was a good shot. So I'm not going to get into all of it, but I did not want to go to shooting. I did not want to dig. I ain't feel like getting dirty. I like to clean, but I don't want to go in the cave. Went into the cave. I was glad we got out. That's all I'm going to say, right? And, they asking all kind of questions. I'm like, I just hope nobody don't hit one of these old little walls here because the cave going to come down on us, right? And the people said, don't touch the walls because the cave will come down on you, right? Woo, right? But then we went up to Caliber 3. That's right? Caliber 3. We went up to Caliber 3, and I did not want to go. When Rabbi was highlighting this tour, he would always talk about that. I told him, you know what? If you ain't got nothing else to say, I don't have no reason to go because shooting a gun is not encouraging to go over there in Jerusalem and bang, bang, right? But I was glad I went. The scenery was good, wasn't it, y'all? Mm-hmm.
Why don't you explain about the scenery?
I'm going to explain about the scenery. The scenery was good, and I'm an honest person when I say this. I was just being honest. So the scenery was good. Barbara and all the rest of y'all young ladies, I saw y'all. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell on Barbara because the scenery, this man was like...
Rambo.
And good looking. I showed you the picture, right? And Barbara was like... I said... and I can see everybody else looking. And I'm like, yeah. He looks good, right? So we
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I said no. I was going to tell it. I was going to tell it. Come on.
I'm going to keep her.
So he up there looking like Rambo. He's a good looking man. Okay?
And she let him know it.
I let him know it. I just told him. I said, what's your name again? What was his name? Something. And so
Etienne Cohen.
Etienne Cohen. He wears it well. And
She let him know.
I said, you're a good looking man. And everybody was like, like she said, I helped you ladies. I helped you out. Because Louis looked good too. Louis, the driver, that was a good looking old man too, and they all look, well,
I have never seen an Israeli soldier turn red.
oh yeah, that's right.
Unless it was for
This
her.
man blushed.
He blushed.
He blushed. And I said, can I take your picture? And he was blushing. He said, wait a minute. And he, didn't he? Did he do that? He did it. Let me tell y'all, everything was just so good. And I can tell you, I can go on and on and on and on and on. I can tell you, I ain't telling everybody, but I can tell you. I can go on.
about the camel ride.
Matilda.
Well, okay, I'm gonna tell you about. Okay, so we went and we saw. You know what? Yeah. So we went and we went
Just
on
say one
Campbell's.
thing. One thing.
I'm surprised she didn't show you the video. Thank God.
Kim did not disappoint in her reactions in Israel. We knew completely where Kim stood. And there were some moments where we were just rolling on the floor. Courtesy of Kim. So Kim has a new friend in Israel called Matilda, the camel. I will be glad to show you videos. Go ahead.
So we prayed and Onek. So we finally got up there, up to these camels, right? These big camels, right? And so the first ride is where it's like a caravan. Most people got on the camels, everybody else walked. I said, this is like the movie, Rabbi. This is like the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody walking in the camel. It's just so real, And he said, yep, right? So they don't seen this stuff 1,000 times. But anyway, so we went up there and we met Abraham. If Pastor Monica was here, I will show you how she greeted Abraham. I will tell you, but I'm not going to embarrass her because she's not here. I'm going to spare her, right? But we went and we met Abraham in the tent and ate the dates and the honey, da-da-da-da. So on the way back, those who didn't ride the camels, get on the camels. That was me. No problem. It's just that, y'all, the mountains, no hills. The mountains they're beautiful. And they're just so high up, and they're just beautiful. So we get on the camel, and to get on the camel, it's like So we got on the camel, and to get up on the camel is really scary. I was excited about the camel. So I'm on the camel. Jamil is behind me. Did I say your name right? Jamil was behind me, and he got on the camel with me. Okay. I don't know if I think he laughed the whole time. But Matilda was my camel. And she just kept looking for the flies or her behind or something. And every time she bend down like, Matilda, you can't do that, please. Please don't do that, because on Matilda, all the mountains, all those mountains, like high, real high. Y'all get what I'm saying? And then when you on the camel, it's like they can't get high enough. So y'all feeling me because I'm doing a picture here because y'all going to agree with me, right? So we get to Matilda and we rolling, and I don't know where the Oscar came from, but Matilda's husband just come kissing me all up on here. And then we get to walking. I'm excited about being on a camel. I just want Matilda to chill, okay? Because really, Matilda was doing a lot of that bending down, but she got better. Then we walking on, and we don't go to route. We didn't go to route. We came. We go to a cliff. Here is the camel. That's where the cliff ended. This big old camel, way up by the Empire, on this camel, looking at those mountains. And I promise y'all, I was like, y'all, please, don't go that way. Don't go that way! Don't go that way! Don't go that way! Don't! No! And I promise you that it wasn't a joke. They went that way. I screamed the whole time. I did not look that way. It was a slow walk. I was glad to get off Matilda. I'm not going to say no more because I'm going to get a little serious. I do get serious. I do. Let me tell you, Yeshua was everywhere. Yah was there. Everybody was there. The world was there. Okay? Jerusalem is just the place to be. It's where it all began, around there, and it's where it's going to end. I'm not ready to go home yet, but it's you know. There was a place we went to, and we saw all these pictures. And there was one picture that stood out to me.
Ammunition Hill.
About,
That was Ammunition Hill.
Right, it was there, the Ammunition Hill. That's what he said. We went there. That's where the flags with the kids wrote, right. And they had these pictures, and the pictures was just awesome. But it was one picture that really showed the scenery. And it was maybe a Pakistan man, an Iraq man, Muslim people, all, you know, these 4 men, Jewish person, they're all passing each other in the streets, and the picture's called Multitudes of Faith. And that's where I saw God, okay? And Yeshua is Jesus. He's our connector, you know? All these people all over here. And it's almost scary, but it was, that to me, was just a beautiful picture. Everything was beautiful. The wall was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. I wept so at that wall. I just wanted to just get at that wall. But everything was just with all these people all around here. And I asked God, what is your plan? Because a lot of these people don't know you. But he assured me they will. And you all are going to be a part of getting to know those people, because everything was beautiful, but the highlight is when this young lady received Jesus. And when Pastor Monica, I love how she just slipped it on in there, the girl knew who this man was, you know, and she said Jesus Christ to her because she can tell she didn't know no other names, but she like, I know. She said, so you want him? She said, yeah, I know. And she asked her again, and she was like, what? How many times God say it? She didn't say it like that, but she's like, yeah, I know, because she heard about him. She heard about him, and it was amazing how she brought that young lady to Christ. I've seen this many times, but in that land, I can think of everything, and there was so many things, so many things. And Rabbi, he don't miss anything, because I didn't see him nowhere around when that young lady received Christ. But when they was passing, you know, showing all the highlights where we were with this map, he stopped the show and wanted to know if anybody had a Bible, because somebody just received, you know, Yeshua. And they don't miss anything. Natalie, she just like them. They don't miss nothing, okay? They just don't miss anything. I thank y'all for everything. It was an amazing trip. And we got to have a time that we actually show pictures. If I will want to have anything additional, we need to bring some more Bibles, okay? We need to bring some Bibles because we wasn't really ready. We had just our stuff. But you need to be ready everywhere you go. We learn so much here. We learn a lot here. I know we do, because I've been to other places, and I learned there too. And it's just, you learn more and more and more. But you better be ready, because you can't get fat off that stuff. There's people out there just wanting it. And so you better be ready. That's my advice. And then I would love to go to an actual Shabbat dinner. We didn't do that, but we had dinner. And then, I got to tell you this highlight. So wait a minute. I closed is it Hadala? Did I say that right?
Hadala.
Hot day. And that's the first time I said it right. Okay, so closing Hadala with these Orthodox in the hotel. And the manager said, you can go up there. And I was like, are you sure? You sure? Because, you know, I don't want to disrespect nobody. He said, yeah, go. Come back at this time and go. And so he saw me in the lobby. He came and got me. I said my prayers, because I'm going to say it to the Messiah, you know. And he came and got me and let me up. And I respect my elders, but the one thing I knew is don't get involved. Just see what they're going to do. And they're closing Hadar. They had all these prayers. They had their mint for the fragrances and, you know, their wine and all these candles. And they ended it. And there was a Jewish lady, and she extended her hand to me. Oh, I wanted to cry, because she was like, come, you know. And she extended her hand, she took my hand, and she brought me in the group, and she allowed, you know, go ahead. And I don't know what she said, I just said, mm-hmm. And but she was really telling me to beckon and get some wine, and they handed me the wine. And that to me was like, you know, that was just awesome, you know. So thank y'all for everything. I can say more, I'm not going to say no more. But it was an awesome trip. Save your money and go next time. Bye.
We really weren't going to leave her at the winery.
I just wanted to see how fast I could run. And my partner eventually realized that I was missing, so that's good. Yes. Everybody covered so much, but I would say the greatest one, I want to say thank you to the whole secular family. Gave us 5-star care. And that made all the difference in the world, because you had a chance to absorb, because you knew that they were taking care of everything. So that really makes the difference when you should go, where you should go to be cared for. I would say that there were so many highlights, but what I enjoyed was really getting the context of the people there. To listen about the history of the Jewish people, to understand that they were rejected, to understand they finally got to their land, to understand they were kicked out, they were let back in, people took part of their land, back and forth, but yet to have an intense commitment to know who they are, to be clear about their identity, to be an 18-year-old and be a part of the armed services, and then to be at the wall on Shabbat with your assault rifle in front of your chest, but yet at the same time you were on the wall and taking the time to dance and praise God with all you had, with all of your might. It's an amazing group of people, not that all that they've gone through, that to be aware of their history, but yet their history not so overwhelm them that that they forget about their future. They're very much aware of their future. They're systematic, they design things, but yet at the same time, they know who they are, and they are committed. And so for me, it gave me a new understanding of forgiveness. To look at what I have gone through in life and to realize that there's no need to compare. But what I received from them was to know that you must continue praising and thanking God no matter what. To remember that we are His, and that He knows us, and that He values us. But we must move forward and let everybody know who Yeshua is. So for me, that was the most important thing, to remember who I am, to be clear about our identity, and to know that we have so much more to offer. So I will go back. There's so much more to see, but I know that we have a gift and a blessing to give right here. So thank you.
No, but it was a great time. Everything was on the trip was neat, and we're going to have a great trip for next year. So please, if you can come join us. You heard the tales. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. And you'll keep hearing the stories and the videos. They'll be on YouTube. So we're going to close out in service real quick. Remember, if you're here for the dance workshop, we'll let y'all go right to the front of the line. I think we're gonna move some of the chairs back as well, so you'll be all set. See you all next week and next year in Jerusalem. All right.